Hey y'all, Wilson here. Today do I have something great for you. It is called Brisket Calzone. We're taking brisket, which is the perfection of patience and flavor to get a great one. We're adding in some delicious homemade marinara sauce. Choose whichever one you want. You can even go with pizza sauce as well. Then we're going to also toss in some delicious chopped red onions, some bell peppers to give it a little crunch, a little bit of extra flavor, y'all. Also going to have some Parmesan cheese, nice and melted mozzarella is going in too. We're going to top that thing off with some olive oil and an egg wash to give it a nice golden brown crisp flavor. And to make it even better, everybody, we're going to do some restaurant style things probably you haven't seen before with pizzas, but it really kicks it up a notch. And then we're going to end this thing off topping it with some, dipping it in some either melted butter or some whipped butter. I don't know which one I'm going to do yet. Recipe goes along. You can do it in the grill, offset off to the side. As long as you're doing it over indirect heat, we're going to cook this thing about 425. It's up to you. We're going to get to it. One thing we want to do is make sure we got our hands nice and floured. The dough is often very sticky. This is like perfectly kneaded, just right. We don't really need all of it. But we definitely don't want it to start sticking to our roller, don't want to stick it to our table. So what we're going to do is we're going to slice this thing up into sections. We'll start with cutting it directly in half. You can use a knife, you can use whatever you have on hand. And we're going to cut this section here. So we want to work with this one piece. See how light in the area that is? You add in that pizza seasoning and the recipe below, you get a fantastic mixture, something you just can't get in the store. We're going to roll it out. Nothing too extravagant here. Just want to get it about like that. And how we're going to wrap this up, we'll get to that in a minute, but I'm going to roll out the rest of them, and that's the process. It's just that simple. Hey y'all, we got these things rolled out. Now we're going to jump on and show you a couple little trade secrets here. How do you get that nice restaurant high-end quality taste to it? And the answer to that, friends, is cornmeal. So check this out. We'll lay a bed of that cornmeal down, and then we're going to put our bread back down on top of it, or crust, or calzone dough, whatever you want to call it. As long as you get the general gist of what we're doing here. We're going to push it in like that. It's going to be nice and covered and textured. Then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just lightly rolling it. We're not trying to take a lot of it off. We're not doing anything besides try to get it pressed in there. You can see it. It's in there. All right, y'all. Most difficult part's done. This next part is really simple. I'll make things as easy as possible for you. And once again, hey, if you put that cornmeal on there, you get that nice texture. It's optional. You don't have to have it. We're going to start here with, got our chopped brisket, which is full of flavor and delicious smoke. We got our homemade marinara sauce. You can use that out of a jar if you want to. Just going to dump that in there as well. It's packed full of flavor. So really no other seasonings other than those two things going in there. Got a quarter cup of onions. We're going to get those. Got a bell peppers chopped up. Nice colorful design there. Just a little bit of chomp to it. And then we've got our cup of mozzarella shredded. And a quarter cup of freshly shredded Parmesan. And then it just comes time to mix this up. That's all there is to this section. Next up, it's filling time. Time to get it filled up. We definitely want to just fill one section of it and leave like an inch around the edge so we can seal it. So let's just like carefully place this in. Not trying to overpower and just clump a whole bunch of it in there. Just that. That may be even too much than what we actually need. Just want to make sure we have that good boundary there. The dough is pliable so you can, always stretch it out. We want to make sure we get the edges pinched. One thing I like to do Just take a fork, kind of stamp it down a little bit. Depending upon your dough, you may need to dip this in some olive oil or put it in some butter, flour, whatever you got handy. We want to cinch these down. Doesn't really take too much. We've got this cookie sheet lined with parchment paper because I like to do things the easiest way and have minimal cleanup. I'm gonna get the back side of that edges too. You don't want that sauce coming out. Chances are some of it will. These things cooked, they're gonna be steaming. So we want to give it a place to escape. So we'll take a knife, just slice it across the top very gently, not trying to dig into it. We're not cutting this thing in half. Just making some scores across. Get a little exhaust for all that steam. All right, y'all. We're gonna hit it with some olive oil. Make sure we get it nice covered. Give it a bit extra flavor. Next up, moving on with our egg mixture. This is what's gonna give us that nice golden crust we're looking for. It should crispen it up some. All right, so we got it in the oven. We're gonna go for about 20-25 minutes so it's nice and golden brown. Well, hey y'all, here you have it. Calzones, went with a garlic, whipped butter, if I can speak that out. Apparently I broke myself. Right there, if you want to melt it, just melt it down. The recipe for everything is in the description below. But one more thing I want to tell you what we're going to do with it. We're going to take this breadstick seasoning. We're going to sprinkle it all across the top of each one of these calzones. I'm going to pat it in a little bit. And you talk about having some amazing flavor. Do it on flatbread. Do it on breadsticks too when I make those. It just kicks it up a notch. And that cornmeal that's already sitting on there. Damn, y'all. Damn, that's all I can say. Damn. Well, hey, don't take my word for it. As I said, the recipe is in the description below. Feel free to make it and then hit me up and tell me what you think about it at Cooking with Wilson. That's at Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I think that's all I got going on these days. And let me know what you think. It's also going to be in volume 4 of the cookbook. Each cookbook volume that I put out there goes to all the proceeds I receive go directly to charity. This time I'm supporting K9sforwarriors.org. Feel free to hit them up directly. And if you do, I would be greatly appreciative and I will give you a tour of the moon one day. Keep this one thing in mind. Always cheer for your friends. Even if their dreams come true before yours. Hell, especially if they come true before yours. Hey y'all, take care.